she got me out of the house, literally saving my life.
Yeah.
So more of my life was spent with you.
Yeah.
My mother, I don't even know if you ever met her, but she was the meanest person in the world, never had a nice thing to say. She used to beat me up anytime I said I didn't want to cook or I didn't want to clean. And then she'd come attack me, and she'd drag me around the house by my hair. I mean, Andrew, he was what I would call a sociopath because he killed animals. He raped Susie, my sister. He would just do totally insane things. We constantly had the police at the house. I found out the relatives knew everything that was going on there. So, and, I was just like quiet, so nobody cared. It was like you could do anything you wanted to worry. And they did. By the time I was able enough, I was a very angry person, very, very angry. And meeting your family helped me. And then I had a couple of trips to heaven because when my brother did choke me, he left a narrowing in my throat and showed up on an MRI. And one time it was a pill, one time it was rice, one time it was something else that I ate didn't go down. So I always say he did kill me 3 times over. Thankfully, he's not on this planet anymore, and nor is my father, but there's people out there that still like him. And the reason I had come to the GOC in the first place was over a casual conversation I was having with my friend Vicki, and she mentioned a biker group who deals with these kids. So I watched the video, and I was like looking, and I said, this is for me. So when I went to them with, I took pictures of all the pillows that I've been making for the kids at the hospitals, and I said, they have family. I said, but the abused kids, those are the ones I want to get to. So I came to Dice in a letter with a pile of pictures, told him briefly about my story, and asked if he would take the pillows, for his kids. So he invited me to the first meeting, and I started to learn about them. I had never intended to join. It was just basically a take my pillow thing. But the more I heard, I wanted to get involved. I found there was a youth group program in this chapter, which is the only one that has it. And that was all I needed to hear. So now I sit with the youth group, which I love, totally love. And we do things, and they're themselves, when they start looking at us as role models between what they have inside themselves, but they can see from me that I came out of, all the abuse, and I'm pretty functional. And I never promised to keep anybody's secrets, so talking about it does not bother me one bit. So anything that you want to ask me is fine.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Wow. I mean, I knew that things were bad. I just didn't realize how bad it was. So I'm just kind of like...
I'm sorry to tell you this way.
No, it's okay. It's okay, because I asked, and that's fine. I'm just, like, wow about that. Have you come across, Lori, any children that might have been, in the same situation that you were, with the molestation, the beatings, that you received from, basically, everyone in your family? Have you come across children that have gone through, similar stories as yourself?
Yes, I've talked to children, and I've talked to adults, because once I went out on Facebook, a lot of adults contacted me and told me their stories of abuse. I guess they figured I was a good enough one to confide in since I've been there. So the word is spreading, at least on my friends list.
Yeah.
There's like 1,000 people almost on there. And it's surprising to find out how many are abused.
Yeah.
Anything that I can do to help, I will do. Anything. Doesn't matter to me what they ask of me.
That's
I will
awesome.
do it.
That's awesome.
So, like I said, even one kid, because I was only one kid, even one kid, if they can get their mind set that they are worth something, and I always tell them that at 18, their lives are officially theirs.
Yeah.
And that they can step away from anybody that they need, and then they can really start working on themselves, go to therapy, do whatever it is they have to do, and then they can lead a normal life.
Yeah.
So that's my message, and whoever listens to me is I tell everybody. I want Dice to tell you about the newspaper article yesterday. We were interviewed by Times Beacon, Beacon Times. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, basically what happened was one of the editors from the paper came down and spoke with all of us. We told her what we do, how we get involved. Lori told her story, and another member who actually came up with the idea of the youth group told her story. And they did quite an interview, and they told the public and basically, I would say, most of the North Shore of Long Island what we do and what we're involved in.
Yeah.
So it really came out quite nice. It was quite a story.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Lori being around talking to people, when people know there's somebody else that's had the same situation, it's easier for them to relate with someone who's unfortunately had the same situation happen to them.
Yeah.
But it does bring people out. It does help relieve some of the pain, and then it also inspires them to do something against what's happened.
Yeah.
That's what goes on here.
And, John, you saw the outfit that I wore. I mean, it's a full back brace, 2 full leg braces.
Yes.
So what happens is people, they're attracted to the color. When I made it, I never thought about how other people would look at it. It made me in a better frame of mind. Yeah. And people have come up to me from all over. And once they ask me, I go from, it's just my putting myself in a better frame. I said, but it all started from child abuse, and then I tell my story, and then it gets spread again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I can see the way she adapted the colors in our patches to the back brace. It's pretty cool.
Well, I'll tell you, Lori definitely, she does a lot of embroidery, and, she does beautiful work, so she's got it going on with that. Definitely. I had to put that out there for you, Lori, so, if I embarrass you, hey, that's what I do. But, what was I gonna... Okay, here we go. I was wondering if you guys do take donations. Where can I direct the listeners to make donations?
There's 2 places that you can give donations to the Guardians of the Children. You can go on to our website, which is GOCLINY.com, and there is a spot that you can put donations in there, or you can mail checks directly to a P.O. Box, which is P.O. Box 847, Bellport, New York, 11713, and the checks be made out to either GOC or Guardians of the Children.
Okay.
With all of the funds go directly to helping other groups. We're involved with CAC, EAC, and a number of other different entities. So we deal with supplying the funds back to these children that need the help. During Christmas times, we just had a anniversary party and a toy collection, collect toys, and a lot of it is the biker community that helps us, and then we also have a lot of independents that ride also. Cool. And we had a phenomenal party. We got a ton of toys, and what we do with the toys is we end up helping families that don't have anything. And as you know, Hurricane Sandy really destroyed Long Island.
Yeah.
A lot of families that are going to be getting toys because of this devastation, and we end up also taking a lot of the toys and bringing them to the hospitals, like St. Charles, Mather, Winthrop, South Oaks, Stony Brook, because there's a lot of kids that just don't have anything. So whatever we can, this is what we end up doing.
Wow.
So
that's really awesome. Definitely. Wow. I'm humbled here. I mean, you guys put it out for everybody.
For
the children, I mean.
We've got a solid 20 members, and we do a phenomenal amount of stuff. For a small group, we do great. But as a whole, I mean, we are nationwide.
Yeah.
If you go on different areas, if you go on to guardiansofthechildren.com, you can see all the different chapters that are involved with what we do. And this is where we were inspired by.
Nice. I'm writing that down, too. Going to give the listeners one more reminder of where they can make donations. Well, first of all, go ahead and go to the main webpage, guardiansofthechildren.com. Check it out, see what they're all about. It's a motorcycle organization that helps children who've been abused and have All right. Tell me if I'm wrong too. You know, I have no problem with that. You also help children who may be sick and are underprivileged as well. Am I right in saying that?
We do a little bit, but we mainly deal with abused kids that have been put into the system. And that's very important, and that is that they have been in the system, meaning that they've filed reports or they've been involved with CPS or they've been involved with the police department.
Yeah.
Because if they're not in the system, we really can't handle them. What we have to do is we have to know that there is actually something going on and protect the children and to protect us. They need to be in the system. Once they're in the system, then we can really reach out to them. If they're not sure of what's going on, we can direct them how to get into the system, who to talk to, who to be advised by. Okay. But as far as kids who have medical problems here and there that are not due to abuse, yes, we're there if they really need something, but we tend to stick with the abused children.
Okay. All righty. And definitely, I will tell them to, the listeners, go to GOCLINY.com. There is a link there for to make a donation, or you can send it directly a check to GOC Guardians of the Children, Post Office Box 847, Bellport, New York 11713.
Right. All the contributions are tax deductible. When we receive a donation, you will get a receipt back so that you can take this as a tax deduction.
Nice.
Oh, and we are a 501-3C organization.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on today. I really do appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'm glad Lori got in touch with you. Yeah. And this is an awesome interview.
Oh, thank you for taking the time out to do this, Lori. Thank you for doing the sharing your history with us.
Oh, you're welcome, John.
Yeah.
We
love you. Song I'm going to share right now with the listeners. It's actually came out in 1985. It was actually a letter that it was the song's basis was a letter that a young girl wrote to Jesus, and asking to protect the children who are being abused. And I'm going to share that song with the listeners. Again, I thank you for taking the time out to do this interview. Here's Dear Mr. Jesus. This is from Sharon Batts here on CPOP.
Dear Mr. Jesus, I just had to write to you. Something really scared me when I saw it on the news. A story about a little girl beaten black and blue. Jesus, thought I'd take this